Bonjour à tous et à toutes, je suis Frédéric Bove, je suis le directeur général de Prompt et j'espère que vous allez bien en cette belle journée de mercredi 2 juin. Je tiens simplement à vous informer aujourd'hui que notre épisode et notre entretien de l'impromptu de cette semaine sera en anglais seulement, mais pour la bonne cause. En effet, aujourd'hui, on reçoit Azadeh Dastmalchi, cofondatrice, présidente, directrice générale de l'entreprise VTLAB, qui a développé un produit fantastique, la montre intelligente VTLAB, qui permet de collecter, d'analyser les signes des individus et les transmettre au personnel soignant. Azadeh, welcome to a little interview. Thank you very much for being here with us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me today.
Okay, so let's start now. As I was just saying in French, a company, VTLAB, has developed the VTLAB smartwatch, which allows researchers and physicians to monitor the patient's vital signs remotely. So it sounds like an incredible, amazing technology. But can you give us a quick rundown of how you are able to do this? It's my understanding that the smartwatch, simply by being placed against a person's skin, is able to deduce heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels, respiratory rate, and more. Is that right?
That's totally correct. So it's basically like an Apple Watch and Fitbit, but in terms of medical device, which is the result is accurate as medical device. And we are also able to measure blood pressure continuously that the other gadget available in the market cannot do it. And we could also localize our cloud for hospital and senior homes. So they are going to keep all the confidential information from the hospitals. But the bigger companies like Apple and Samsung, they definitely cannot do that. So it's a perfect solution for senior homes and hospital to monitor all the seniors and patients at the real time in all one platform.
Okay, good. And just a quick question. How the idea pop in? It was just a haha moment, or I want the story?
Yeah, so the story started from 12 years ago when my dad was diagnosed with the high blood pressure. So it was 2010, and at the same time, I started my master at University of Ottawa, and I was looking for a topic with to do my master. So my dad didn't use the cuff-based devices. It's uncomfortable and complicated to install, and forget to write it down and bring it to the doctor. So I at the time I was looking for a technology like a watch that he's using it every day and do it everything automatically, but I couldn't find anything at all in the market. So I thought that this is a good technology to do only blood pressure. But then when we start building the prototype, I find that it's not only blood pressure, but without changing any hardware, we can measure all vital signs with the optical sensor and AI technology.
And can you help us understand how deep learning and artificial intelligence allowed the VTLAB smartwatch to collect these vital signs?
Sure. So in general, you can hear my daughter's background noise, which is totally fine. That's how moms work at home. But okay, let's say that there's a big circle of AI, which is artificial intelligence. And then we have inside that loop, we have a smaller loop, which is machine learning. And then in the machine learning, we have another loop inside it, which is a deep learning. So the deep learning is not really different than AI. It's a very focused part of the AI. But instead of doing some part of the project manually, everything is happening automatically. So we basically get the mechanical signal of the heart from the wrist and then transfer it to the all vital signs, including blood pressure and oxygen level.
And let's talk about business a little bit. Your primary market for the VTLAB smartwatch is made of physicians, pediatricians, medical researchers. And can you tell us a little bit more about how the smartwatch is being used right now by these actors?
Sure. So the Vital Tracer is more focusing to be selling in the senior homes and hospital as a medical device. But selling as a medical device, it needs a lots of certification and also building with the manufacturers. So it's very long-term procedures for the certification, including Health Canada and FDA, also super expensive as well. So we are in the middle of getting FDA and Health Canada and in the middle of manufacturing. But right now we have our MVP, which is minimal viable product, which is working functionally, but doesn't have any certification. So we find that, we can sell it to the researchers for their academic research and for even clinical trial, that the people, researchers in a hospital and in the university can use them for their own purpose. So right now, we are taking an advantage of a niche market that doesn't need a certification, but it's like an open source hardware and software for them. We give them raw signal. They can only concentrate on their own AI research, like they use it for dementia, they're using it for sleep apnea, they're using even for the COVID detection. So lots of other applications that can using it. And they publish a paper, we receive a credibility. So it's a perfect niche market that due thanks to COVID, I can say that our rate of our revenue increased because everyone find that vital signs are relevant to lots of parameters in health, even neuroscientists, even for dementia and the brain information. So that's how we do it. Not only hospital and senior homes, but right now that we don't have a certification, we are selling to the academic and researchers.
And so at this very moment, you are thinking about how to enhance your smartwatch for new application.
That's true. That's true. So we are not, except these two, we are building, thanks to the government, Ministry of Economy and Innovation and Prompt, that they support us in a different grant, that right now we got a good grant to start another niche market, which have the same IP, but different application, which is for children. Right now we are working on the watch and another product, which is a patch on a chest for children and newborns outside the ICU. So outside the NICU and PICU to monitor their vital signs continuously without wire. So especially for newborns, the parents can hug them, do skin to skin to recovery faster. Very easy for breastfeeding and very easy to change their diaper.
And one final question. Well, you mentioned it. We just recently launched a new funding program here at Prompt with the help of our partners, Medtech Plus. It's called IDOS, and we fund projects in the certification phase right before they make their entry on the market. And can you tell us a little bit about your own experience with this critical phase of product certification, the medical technology space, and how much of a hurdle does this phase usually represent?
Yes. First of all, again, thanks to Prompt and government, and MedTech and government, Ministry of Economy and IQ.
And Sovita. We have to mention the colleague Sovita.
Yes, Sovita is helping us during these separate several Prompt grants that we applied and we got, definitely. All the people in the Prompt is super friendly and prompt to respond as well. But this is very helpful for IoT, for contactless, and for healthcare. For us, it's perfect solution for us, perfect grant for us. Because right now, since last year, April, that we applied for the Health Canada, till now, we spent around $100,000. It's covered partially, it's all covered by our startup. It's very time-consuming and super expensive. I really wish this grant was last year, but we still can get a lots of advantage from it because it's very expensive. So it's covered up to $350, which is a perfect. But for the startups that they started, they don't have any investors like angel investors and VC. It's a perfect solution to get it because there is no other grants available, federal and provincial, to cover the clinical trial or clinical validation and the Health Canada approval. So it's the best to apply. I highly recommend to every single every single startup to apply it. And it's exactly say that whiteout tracer, this is for you. So we are going to be the first one to apply it. Super excited about it.
Well, thank you very much for those words. Thank you very much. Azadeh, thank you, really. It was a pleasure for us to having you, for taking the time to talk with us about your fascinating technology. I'm sure that we have another interview in the near future, and we'll be impatiently waiting to read your grant application for IDOS here at Prompt.
Thank you very much. I want to say one more thing to other startups, if they are outside the Quebec, that let's move everyone to Quebec. It has a perfect startup economy system that they are super supportive, because look at me, I have a minority with the hijab, and I don't know French at all, kind of feel shy, but I'm learning. And government of Quebec is super supportive, and all the ecosystem, incubators, accelerators, like a Prompt and MedTech, they are all here to help us to accelerate and make the world a better place. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for those words. Really, it's appreciated. Thank you very much, Azadeh. Have a nice day. Merci beaucoup à tous. Je vous redonne rendez-vous à un prochain impromptu. Un grand plaisir. Bonne journée.